gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by thebullyexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you. So again, I'm wearing the mask. The mask is to let you guys know that the mask is not a political statement. It's just a way to keep you and others alive. Remember that. So, the myths about millennials, for the first time in America, guys, we're going to have four generations working together in the workforce, which is going to lead to more misunderstandings and going to lead to a lot of bullying. Hey, Tully, thank you for joining us on the show. And millennials, in my opinion, are getting a bad rep, okay? So I want to kind of create this thing where we can kind of understand the millennials and where they're coming from. So today on Live Feed, let's talk about the three myths about millennials that are not true, in my opinion. So hold on one second. I got someone that's continuing to text me. Let me reach out to them. All right. So sorry about that. Guess I'm a popular guy today. So the three myths that are not true. So first of all, let's get an understanding of what millennials are. Millennials are the generation born between 1984 and 1996, which my daughter was born in 93, so that makes her one. Now, there are some out there, I know you're going to, save your DMs. I know there's some people out there that's going to say, no, they were born between 1980 and 2000. So there you go. But there is a myth about them that people feel they're lazy, entitled, narcissistic. I think that's a big word to be thrown around and generalizing a whole group of people. Disloyal, immature, tech obsessed, and want instant gratification. Hello, and thank you for everyone joining us. Hello, Lynn Ducat, thank you for joining us. Welcome back to the show. And Time Out Youth Project, thank you for joining us. And Tully, it's good to see you, buddy. Let's see. So they call them what you want, but they outnumber other generations. It's one thing you guys gotta know. Alone, they are responsible for $2.4 trillion in spending over the next couple of years. So I think we should learn to understand the way that they think. All right, guys. So let's see. So let's go on with the myths. Myth number one: millennials are not loyal. They go from job to job, so on and so forth. Finding Jesse, thank you. Finding Jesse again, thank you for joining the show. Let me tell you, when I was young, I had a job as a chef. Or not as a chef, as a cook. Actually, as a dishwasher, now that I really think about it. And I was promised that I would learn, that I would be taught the ways of the kitchen, because that's why I wanted to get my foot in the door in the restaurant business before I owned my restaurants, before any of that. And the company said, oh, sure, yeah, come on board. We will teach you everything. And I was a dishwasher, and I came in on my days off. I worked through my lunch, and they never showed me anything. So I left, and I left to another kitchen. And I'm glad I did, because they taught me how to do things. They taught me what I needed to know. And they kept up to their promise where if I start off on the bottom, they're going to help me get to where I want to be in my career. And I'm not a millennial, and I quick and jump jobs. Some people might say that's disloyal. So this thing that only Gen X people, that millennials do that, I think is a myth. So myth number two, millennials are lazy and entitled. Again, how do you generalize a whole group of people? You know, um, I just don't know what to say about myth number two. I really don't. Maybe you can help me find some words if you're watching this in the live version or the recorded version. Put your comments in on what you think about number two. But again, you can't generalize a whole group of people. And number three, millennials are bad at communicating. Millennials communicate in many different ways. You got texting. A lot of them don't send a lot of them emails. They won't respond. Don't leave a voicemail because they don't respond. They don't communicate that way, and that's okay. But they communicate in other ways. I once had it's ridiculous to put that on people. I once had a job where I was creating a logo for a customer, and we spoke entirely on text messages. He told me he wanted to create a logo. I spoke with him about that using voicemail, not voicemail. I forget what they call it. Using my voice over text, we communicated. Told him how he can pay. He paid. I sent him my concept of what I wanted to do, and I sent him the final in an email. And we never spoke once on the phone, and we never spoke once in person. And it was a great transaction. They just communicate differently, And as far as number two, entitlement, or what it wasn't number two. It was people that millennials want instant gratification. Well, think about it. A long time ago, we communicated, some groups of us, through smoke signals, right? Some of us communicated through carrier pigeon. Some of us communicated through Pony Express, and that took months. Okay, probably smoke signals were probably the quickest way out of the ones I just mentioned. It's probably the quickest way to communicate. Throw up a smoke and someone sees it instantly. Boom, that's like an instant text message, right? The Indians had it going on, but the carrier pigeon, if the carrier pigeon died or got eaten by another bird, you never know what happened, what the message. You never got that message. And as far as Pony Express, that took a while too. And if something happened to the horse, it was going to delay it. So you got to understand. So it took a long time for people to get information, and now it's simple and easy. So them wanting instant gratification, I understand that. Even with me now, where the other day I wanted to take my car into the shop. I don't have any other car. The guy said, I'm sorry, I can't give you a time frame on when I can be finished with your car. And that for me was unacceptable. So does that make me, a bad person? No. They just communicate differently. And let me just say this real quick too. All throughout life, one generation has always said something about the other generation. My dad's generation said something about my generation, and so on and so on. We do that. I've told you guys stories in the past where it was always looked at as a bad thing for people to meet people on the internet. But before that, we were meeting, my generation was meeting people on CB radio. We would talk on the radio, meet somebody, and then find a place and meet them. That's just like meeting someone on the internet. Before that, my dad's generation was meeting through in search of ads, where beautiful women in search of, a nice guy to live the rest of your life with. In the want ads, we are creatures that want to communicate. So we'll find a way. And I really have to go, guys. Hey, Yamada, how you doing? Good to see you. But let me read the comments real quick, and then I really have to go. Sorry, guys. I've been doing a lot. As you know, I moved, so I've been doing a lot trying to settle in. Tully says, yes, my oldest is born in the same year. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. And we got one from Finding Jesse again, which is a great name. Finding yourself is important, guys. I am glad you addressed the different types of communications, as people don't realize the many ways communications happen. Think outside the box. That is right. Pico, thank you for coming on, Pico. That is right. Let me pin, I'm going to pin that, uh, Jessica. Or Jesse, I'm sorry. I'm going to pin that. You're so right. And we do have a question. Thanks to Tully for starting the Q&A. In my experience, they are a lot of people. There's a lot of people throughout the generations. Yes. And different, it's really, to me, when you say one particular generation is lazy, that's like saying one particular race is lazy, and it's shouldn't be accepted. So we should not do that. That's for sure. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this short show. I'm going to try and come on tomorrow, depending on how much I have to do. But I thank you so much for stopping by. Finding Jesse again, thank you for stopping by. Pico, thank you for stopping by. Say hello to Rico Chan for me. And Tully, it's so good to see you, because I didn't think I would be seeing your name on the screen for a while. Thank you so much. So remember, next time you see a millennial, be nice. Try to be understanding. Try to get to know them rather than assuming that they're lazy or disloyal. All right? So that's going to do it for us on Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. I want to remind you that Live Feed is brought to you by thebullyexposed.com. Get your Be Kind t-shirt at thebullyexposed.com, and by Traveling Tech Teacher. If you're studying and doing school virtually, check out travelingtechteacher.com. Remember, anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero. Be kind to one another and have a great day. Bye now. Dance with me. Come on. All right. Bye, guys.